Hello students, welcome back. Today we'll continue with the fifth video lecture of chapter number 3, that is current electricity. Today we will solve examples 3.1 and 3.2 of the NCERT text. Okay, so let's begin with example 3.1. Question example number 3.1. Estimate the average drift speed of conduction electrons in copper wire of cross-sectional area 1 into 10 raised to minus 7 meters square carrying a current of 1.5 ampere. Assume that the copper atom contributes roughly 1 conduction electron. The density of copper is 9 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube and its atomic mass is 63.5 mu, that is 63.5 atomic mass unit. Okay, there are two questions A and B. First, let's solve the A one. Okay, here you have to find out the drift speed. Okay, let's write down first the given thing. What is the cross sectional area? Okay, the cross sectional area E is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 7 meters square. Current I is equal to 1.5 ampere. Okay. Now assume that each copper atom contributes roughly one conduction electron. Means for one copper atom, one electron. Okay. The density of copper is 9 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube. Okay. The density of copper, this is given 9 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube. Therefore, for 1 meter cube, mass of copper is 9 into 10 raised to 3 kg. Right? Now we know the relation. We know the relation that J equal to the relation between drift velocity and current density. J is equal to NEVD, or where J is equal to I by A equal to NEVD. That implies VD is equal to I upon A and E. Clear? What is the charge of electron? It's 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Now area is there, current is there, charge of electron. Now remaining is number density. What is N? Number of electron per unit volume. Means for one volume, how many electrons are there? Clear? So what I will do, here it is clearly given that each copper atom contributes roughly one conduction electron. So I will find out the number of copper atom per unit volume. Clear? How can I find it out? Number of moles into Avogadro number. So how to find out N? Number of moles means mass upon molecular mass. So what is the mass? 9 into 10 raised to 3. 9 into 10 raised to 3 upon molecular mass 63.5. 63.5. Now see, 63.5, the atomic mass is gram per mole, and here the density is kg per meter cube. So if I need to convert this kg into gram, I need to multiply again it by 10 raised to 3, right? This will be equal to 9 into 10 raised to 6 gram. Okay, because 9 into 10 raised to 3 is kg. Clear? I can write it down in this way. 9 into 10 raised to 6 gram. Okay, or else I will change it here. It's 9 into 10 raised to 6 weight of copper upon molecular weight. This is number of moles into an A, that is 6.023 into 10 raised to 23. Clear? Now see, this is for 1 meter cube because per meter cube. So these are the number of electrons per unit volume. So that is the value of N. Okay. Now let's put down this and find out the value of drift velocity. So VD will be equal to I. What is the current? 1.5 upon A, that is area. It is 1 into 10 raised to minus 7 means 10 raised to minus 7. Clear? nth, that is 9 into 10 raised to 6 into 6.023 into 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 upon, means now I got a numerator, 63.5. Here an E, that is charge of electron, it will be in denominator 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay, so let us calculate. Okay, so 1.5, but let me calculate this. 1.5 multiplied by 63.5 divided by 9 divided by 6.023 divided by 1.6. I got 1.09, so round figure I will write it down as 1.1 into 10 raised to, I will get here 23 plus 6, 29, minus 19 minus 7, so that will be equal to 3, and when it goes to numerator it's minus 3. So it's 1.1 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter per second. This is the first one. Okay. Clear? This was first A. Okay. Now let's see the second one. Compare the drift speed obtained about with first the thermal speed of the copper atom at ordinary temperature, and second the speed of propagation of electric field. Okay. So now let's solve the B one. Okay, for thermal speed I will use thermal energy, that is half mv square will be equal to 3 by 2 kBT, right? Where kb is the Boltzmann constant. Okay, let's take 25 degrees Celsius, that is, or let's take the temperature as 300 Kelvin. Okay, see, compare the drift speed obtained above with the thermal speed of copper atom at ordinary temperature. So ordinary temperature I am taking T as 300 Kelvin. Okay, so 2 gets cancelled. So V square will be equal to 3 kBT by N, and V will be equal to square root of, here kb is 1.3 into 10 raised to minus 23, that is Boltzmann constant. T, I will take ordinary temperature 27 degrees Celsius, that will be equal to 300 Kelvin. And M, so the question here is compare the drift speed obtained with the about thermal speed of copper atoms. Okay, so if I take one copper atom, its atomic number, that is 63.5, atomic mass, sorry, 63.5. Okay, and mass of one nucleon, that is 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27. Clear? So when I will put this value, 3 kb means 1.3 into 10 raised to minus 23 into 300 upon mass, that is 63.5 into 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27. Okay, so when I will calculate it, okay, I will get 3 multiply by 1.3 multiply by 300, okay, divided by 63.5 divided by 1.66. Okay, so that is 11.099. Okay, 11.099, and 10th to the power of minus 23 plus 27. So it will be 10 raised to plus 4. So square root of 11.09, that will be equal to 3.33, and it was 10 raised to 4. So square root of it is 10 raised to 2 meter per second. Right? So see, drift velocity is very less. Right? Drift velocity is less than the thermal speed of copper atom copper atom by an order of, see, it's minus 3. If I just take the power of 10, minus 3 plus 2, so it will be 10 raised to 5. Okay, by an order of 10 raised to 5. Okay, or else you can say drift with the factor which is lesser than d, that is 10 raised to minus 5. Now the second one, speed of propagation of electric field. This is the first one of B. Now second one. You have to compare the speed of propagation of electric field. That means it propagates in the form of electromagnetic wave, and the speed of electromagnetic wave is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Therefore, Vd drift velocity is less than speed of propagation of electric field by an order of, what's the order? See here, minus 3 and 8, so it will be 10 raised to 11. It is less by an order of 10 raised to 11. Okay, so this was the second part of B. Clear? This was about example 3.1. Clear? So just note it down. Now let's move to the next one, that is example number 3.2. 3.2. Okay, the first one in that. In example 3.1, the electron drift speed is estimated to be only a few millimeter per second for currents in the range of few amperes. How then is the current established almost the instant the circuit is closed? Okay, so just it means to say that when the drift velocity is very small, right, then how the current is established instantly when the circuit is closed. Okay, now see here that the electric field here, electric field is established. Okay, electric field is established throughout the circuit. Okay, it's not only one point. The electric field is established throughout the circuit instantly with the speed of light, right, with the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8. So what happened, it causes at every point. Okay, so at every point the local electron will experience a drift. Okay, at every point local electron will experience a drift. Okay, so establishment of current does not need to wait for every electron, right, does not need to wait for electrons from one end to the other end, right. However, it does take a little time for steady currents to establish. Okay, so this was about the first part. Now the second, B. The electron drift arises due to the force experienced by electrons in the electric field inside the conductor. But force should cause acceleration. Why then do electrons acquire a steady average drift speed? Okay, now see, each free electron accelerates. Yes, it's true that each free electron accelerates due to presence of electric field. Okay, but the acceleration or the drift speed increases only till the collision. Okay, after it collides to its positive ion, it loses its drift speed. After that, again it accelerates, collide with positive ion, loses drift speed, again accelerates, and it continues. Okay, so on an average electron acquires only drift speed. Here, now let's see the third one, that is C. If the electron drift speed is so small and the electron's charge is small, how can we still obtain large amount of current in a conductor? See, the electron drift speed is so small, and again the charge is small, but the number density n, is very large. Okay, it is very large. It's similar to 10 raised to 29 per meter cube. Okay, so due to heavy this very large value of number density means number of free electrons per unit volume, the current is very high. Okay, next D. When electron drift in the metal from lower to higher potential, does it mean that all free electrons of the metal are moving in same direction? No, it does not mean that all the free electrons of metals are moving in the same direction. Actually, electrons move with random velocities. Okay, there is a large random velocities. The drift velocity is superposed over this large random velocities of the electrons. Next, the last one, that is E. Are the path of electrons straight line between successive collision, means with the positive ions of the metal, in the absence of electric field, and second, presence of electric field. See, in absence of electric field, the paths are straight line. Okay, but in presence of electric field, it will be curved. Here, so this was about example number 3.2. Yeah. Okay, students. So that's it for today. Thank you.